There's something special about racing by the sea.
The fans here in Southern California, they like two things. They like fast cars and they like to party. This has it all.
My goodness, the noises they go past us. The fans like to come to Long Beach to watch this IMSA action. Wow, side by side, so tight there as they head towards the Phantoms. Taylor versus Taylor. Still a little sibling rivalry. Cadillac and Corvette win.
Long Beach is our Indy 500 of street racing in North America.
Oh, that's tight right there.
What a move!
Oh! Pagano's gonna win in Long Beach.
James Hinchcliffe will go to victory lane.
At the Long Beach Grand Prix! The Long Beach Grand Prix belongs to Alexander Rossi.
Nice one, boys. That was awesome.
Long Beach is such a great event, and it's part of a Penske 6-wide weekend. Team Penske is running 6 races in 5 series, IndyCar and IMSA at Long Beach, NASCAR, Cup, and Xfinity at Richmond, and a supercar doubleheader. Wow. In Australia. Yeah, wow, indeed. You know, currently 7 Cup and Xfinity drivers hail from California. AJ is also from there, but it looks like Penske is pretty much everywhere. You could kind of just throw a dart at a map, and they're going to be racing somewhere.
Yeah, this is breaking news. Roger Penske
is really good at what he does.
Does a lot of great things.
Yeah. So, breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. So yeah, for him to have so many different types of series that he's in and a part of, and really, and Parker, you know it, giving so many different drivers opportunities to drive for him is pretty special. But I'm partial to Long Beach. I mean, it's a race that every driver, yes, the Indy 500 is the staple of the IndyCar Series. But when it comes to road racing and street racing and just an event, the second one that falls in line to me is like, you know, the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard or the Coke 600. It's Long Beach. And as an IndyCar driver or in IMSA, that's a race that you want to win.
No doubt. You mentioned, though, Penske, you know, how incredible they do through all the series. Last weekend at Barber was not particularly the best showing in the IndyCar Series, so if they want to go and contend for the win at Long Beach, they're going to have to bring something more than they had at Barber. It was just, I know Joseph Newgarden sort of took a top 5 out of nowhere there, but it was not a great showing out of the team that we feel like dominates a lot of these races, right? It's really the cars to beat a lot of weeks. So I don't know. They've got to find a little something because that's a tight technical racetrack, and we're going to a street course that's obviously tight and technical. So from my point of view, that was odd.
Yeah, but something I'll lean on is they were really fast at St. Pete. And yes, it's a different type of street course, but it's still a street course. So Barber is unique in the racetrack that you go to. It's fast, it flows, it also wears out tires. But yeah, surprisingly, they didn't have any speed. Joseph and that 2 team did a fantastic job just to make something of the weekend. But, you know, I look at Will Power. He's had some bad luck early in the season. He's just under 60 points behind Joseph Newgarden leading the points. Simon Pagenaud struggled all year so far, whether it's bad luck in qualifying or just outright speed. So those 2 guys right now got to find something to go out there and beat their teammate and start making up some of that points gap.
They definitely do. Now, if we're going to point out maybe a team that you wouldn't have noticed maybe last weekend or maybe didn't realize how much speed they did have, that was Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports. Yeah. James Hinchcliffe, I know that after qualifying, they felt like he was on a pole lap and just kind of got off the course a little bit at the end of the lap. So that took away about 2/10, I believe. And then they showed maybe not quite the same speed in the race, but his teammate Marcus Ericsson passed a lot of cars in the race, showed a lot of speed. So I think if they're a team that's going in the right direction heading into Long Beach and have to feel pretty positive since James Hinchcliffe has won there before. So I think it's that's a team I have kind of on my radar to say, all right, are they bringing a little bit more to Long Beach than we saw them at Barber? Or even if they just bring that same qualifying speed, could they be a threat, you know, against these guys in terms of, you know, being able to put Team Penske one more place back as themselves?
And you mentioned how cool Long Beach is. I mean, the fans love it. It's one of those pinnacle races for an IndyCar driver. The last 7 races, 7 different winners, including Alexander Rossi last year. Could he be the one to kind of break this streak, I guess, and go back-to-back?
He could be. It's just been really strange with Alexander Rossi. He hasn't been, I wouldn't say off, but just the speed that he's had outright last year, he hasn't really shown it yet this year. He's been solid inside the top 5. He's 4th in points, but just hasn't had that dominating speed that he showed at times during last year. But this could be the perfect place. Last year at Long Beach, he was just dominant. Nobody could touch him. I think he had qualifying by 3 or 4 tenths on pole, which in IndyCar racing is crazy to have that much speed over everybody. So if this is a racetrack that he could really show, you know what, I'm a championship contender, beat those Joseph Newgarden and those Penske drivers, and just really stamp his foot that I'm back in this championship, Long Beach could be the place.
And the one guy we have to just mention, because it's almost like it's against the law if you don't. He was third in that shot there with Alexander Rossi, second in points. Scott Dixon. I mean, he's probably a threat. I would think.
Just an Iceman. You just gloss over him. You're like, you know what? We're not even going to talk about Scott Dixon.
But he's always
He'll
there.
be there.
Right.
Yeah, he'll just be somewhere around there.
And at Barber, I think that was like his 6th out of 7 year, finishing 2nd.
Yes, that's right.
And oh, by the way, the other 2 was a 3rd. Yeah. So yeah.